The people who gave you money to make Night Owls are the people of this and other Slap Out Oklahoma programs and the Hatburger Restaurant Foundation.
Well, I woke up this morning feeling fine. Well, I woke up and had you on my mind. Well, I woke up this morning. 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 It's dead. Well, I woke up this morning. Woke up this morning. Woke up this morning. Well, I 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 woke.
Welcome to the newest episode of the Night Owls. I'm your host, Chapman Films, and today we have Mr. Sunday himself, Brian
Sunday.
Kaiser. And over to my right is
me.
Bad Chad. Today's sponsor is China Palace. Please don't order the number 2. It's not really good for you. Open on Christmas Day this year. And Westmore Shoe Department. Get your 2018 holiday ham and turkey still available in 2022.
Nice.
Ham and turkey?
Holiday ham and turkey.
Nice.
From 2020. The COVID relief
No,
ham and turkey.
No, 2019 actually. No, 2018. 18. It's still good.
Just in a giant freezer.
We'll have
For
to
the
go check it
holidays.
out. Wow. All right, let's go over the news. Reliable, accurate, and sometimes dependable. It's Flight Farm News.
Edit, let's just redo that.
Time for the news. And reliable, accurate, and sometimes dependable. It's Flight Farm News. From the dynamic disc world, Paige Shue has left them.
Paige Shue, formerly disc golfer, formerly known as Paige Bjerkes. Her dad, Doug Bjerkes, tournament director of the year, still works for Dynamic Discs. Pretty interesting move, right?
Yeah, that's weird.
So, and she's also moved from Emporia. She worked in the DD retail store for a long time.
Went to college in Emporia.
In Emporia, yep.
So what do you guys think she's going to go? Let's speculate.
Man, well, she's a world champion, right?
Yeah.
She won, is it 2018? Has it been that long ago? 2019?
Oh, gosh, I
Can
don't
you
know.
look that up for us
Yeah.
while we're talking here?
But when she was
Either
16,
way,
she also won her junior thing.
Junior Worlds.
Junior Worlds. So.
Yeah, and hit a pretty big shot, big putt at the end to secure both championships, I think.
Wait, I forgot what I was looking up.
Paige Shue.
Paige Shue. I think it was Bjerkes at the time.
Oh, what?
World champion.
Okay.
So it's interesting. I think Discraft could be a nice manufacturer to go to.
2018.
2018. I was right. Okay. So, man, Discraft has money.
Yeah.
They are giving royalties to world champions. There's a lot to, offer. They're one of the oldest manufacturers, if not the oldest, them and DGA. Aren't they the oldest? 1978?
Just shaking my head, yes.
I'm just going to have you Google that, too.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We're just going to Google stuff tonight. It's our Google episode.
World's
So-
oldest company? Coca-Cola.
So, this purely speculation on my part, but I almost feel like Innova maybe needs to make some kind of move.
they don't have to make any moves.
They don't have to, no.
Right. Yeah. Like they're in no position.
But who
to
do they have on the FPO side?
Haley King.
That's
all I know.
That's the end of the list for me. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, they do have Jen Allen. I don't want to discount Jen Allen.
But Haley
we're
King
talking
is
current FPO,
Right.
top tier.
young player.
Like shout out Jen Allen. She actually at one of my very first tournaments ever aced. It was the very first Capital Classic in Guthrie, Oklahoma. The original hole 10, which the entire course has been changed now. But yeah.
From Oklahoma too, she is. Jen Allen is.
Yep. So shout out Oklahoma.
So you're thinking Innova.
I mean, I'm just in my
I think
in my head.
it'd be interesting to see them make a play
If they need to make a play, yeah,
this offseason
yeah, exactly.
on the FPO side. And I agree, it would be nice to balance the Calvin Heimberg with another big
Yeah.
name in the FPO field.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, because everyone's doing it, Lone Star. No, I'm just kidding.
Lone Star.
Probably Discraft. I'll have to agree on that
Yeah, I think Discraft is a good.
because I mean they had Missy Gannon, but she didn't. I mean she's doing okay.
A lot of the original dynamic discs were, they were just stamps. They were on like Discraft and Innova. Right. So
And then they have
maybe
one
she's
of the Malahando sisters. I can't remember which one.
Mandahano.
Yeah, I can't remember which one's on that team.
On DD?
One's on
Discraft.
Oh.
Okay.
Valerie is on DD.
Yeah, that's where I think she's going. Discraft.
Alexis Mandahano.
I don't know her
Can you
sister's
Google
name.
that as well? Google everything we talk about. The
There's gonna be
viewers
so
will
many
know
hyperlinks
if
in this episode.
Yes. Yes. Chapman will put all the stuff on the screen now and links below. And make explosions happen in car chases and make someone disappear.
They have Alexis.
That's what I thought.
Yep. Shout out to them.
Big shout out. They have a good team. I think I said that last episode or the episode before, but
They probably
this
could.
draft is a pretty steady paying gig if you're a top pro,
They could afford somebody else.
especially if you're a world champion like Paige Shue.
Yep. Very energetic
So-
on our videos.
We wish her the
She's
best.
She's a pleasure to watch.
Yep. Well, she's really. It's weird on YouTube. You're like, whoa, she just crushed that. But then you see her in person, and you're like, whoa, why can't I crush that? No, she can totally bomb.
Yep. So
She can crush them. So good luck to you this season.
yay. And what else do we have? Let's go over local news.
Local news.
Okay. So local.
Mr. Sunday.
Where do we want to start? 2 weeks remaining in our season.
Yeah, that's sad.
We have one round at the college, one round at Meadow Lake, which will be a 3-disc.
We're about to put Mikey's name on that.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody can catch him. He does have
I
a
don't
pretty
think
substantial
anyone's been
lead.
able
So
to for a while.
yeah.
It's gonna be Mikey. Good
Yeah.
job, Mikey.
I missed, 7 consecutive weeks or something like
Due
that.
to injury, though, not because of choice. Due to injury.
Well, no, I'm not trying to discount it. What I'm saying is like, there's no one going to catch it.
Yeah.
I would have had to have been here all year to even be close to it.
But they're in the following places. There could still be some movement. So
I don't think I'm catching Hervé either. Shout out
okay,
Hervé.
maybe lower than the top
Yeah.
3.
They're both of those guys are doing great this year.
Yeah.
Mike and
Amazing.
Hervé. Yeah. So
we had
Yeah.
fun this weekend. Sorry, you weren't there.
I know I missed it. I really wanted to be there, but I was at work again.
I
so.
think you and Dylan are pretty close or
Pretty
within
close,
reach. I
yeah.
can't remember what the numbers are.
we're like 20 points or so apart. So
Wow.
I figured if I had made it this last weekend, I probably could have passed him, but I was at work. Stuff happens.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's work.
Yeah, it happens.
We love to throw, but sometimes we have other priorities. So
Yep.
Everybody played amateurs. I'm like, wow, look at all these
Yeah, you guys had a huge group of AMs.
I remember
this
doing
weekend.
sign-ups and no one was going.
No, you had.
I was the only pro
four.
for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Wow.
there was 4, I think, that threw in pro,
And
4 or
that-
5, yeah.
The guy from out of town, whatever his name was,
and there was
He beat almost all the pros.
what, like 15 players or so. This
This
is
is like,
last
oh,
weekend.
I'm just an AM. And then he goes 5 down at Meadow Lake.
Yeah,
I was like, dang, all right. Wow.
He's not even a right-hand forehand. He did all that right-hand backhand.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, he is. I was impressed.
2 penis. So next thing on local side, Chad, I believe you picked up baskets today, correct?
Yeah, Tyler Webster and I just went out to pick up the donation from Larry Webster. He donated, I think, 13 or 14 portable baskets.
Wow, that's amazing.
Big shout out to
Yeah.
him. They had a private course on their farm, and so we'll be using those to, do temp lid league layouts. We'll be using those for fleshing out the NOC Gold. We can use those with the youth in the school systems. Just get them out in the field this spring and let them throw at some targets. A lot of uses for those targets. They are at the NOC Pro Shop, Northern Hills Disc Golf Course. Chapman, if you could just push the button there and put it on the screen. Thank you, sir. And so there we are, just putting all the baskets together and getting them into the underside of the Pro Shop there. That will hopefully be future Flight Farm Pro Shop location 2. And everybody's wanting me to do, sandwiches, chips, things like that. I really want like a small oven I can do pizzas out there. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, maybe you guys know, maybe you don't, but my vision is to have a pizza place someday.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know that.
Yep,
That's cool.
yep.
Wow.
I'm just going to speak that into existence now. press the sparkly one.
Oh, the sparkles.
Pizza. So yeah,
Fun, fun.
maybe just a small oven to do some 8-inch pies, something like that, or some open face sandwiches. Toast them real good, melt that cheese.
I like cheese.
Yep.
Come see Chad at the Chain Out Grill.
Yeah, the Chad's
Yeah.
place. Slap Out, Oklahoma. Open Monday to Tuesday.
That,
So that that Northern Hills golf course pro shop needs quite a bit of work, quite a bit of reno.
oh, no.
I don't see it being less than like maybe $3,000 for
Wow.
a renovation.
Just old?
Yeah, it had just been left to go.
Oh, so there's
for a
nothing in
while.
there now, huh?
Well,
It's been
There's still
years since it was
booths.
open.
I think they had food and stuff back in the day.
Wow.
So they're trying to, make it to where students want to stay on campus over the weekend. Well, if there's like the best rated pizzas in the state and a gold level course right out of your dorm door, why go home?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if they go collegiate, if they start competing with SWASU, if they start competing with Oklahoma Christian University, if they start competing with OSU, regionally, Emporia State University. Wichita
Or
State.
Emporia State, yeah, that's where McCabe is, right? Mm-hmm. He's
Yep.
coaching there now.
He is now overseeing the disc golf team there, yeah.
Yeah.
But disc golf in general with the university. I think it's more than just the team. It's now he's a teacher and a coach, I think, is what he was saying. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's fancy.
Yeah. But really excited about the NOC Pro Shop. Really excited about the possibility of expanding the business a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
yeah, got to meet a few more of the boosters and some more employees and some stuff this week. So they're really excited about the course.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so you also told me that we probably have some help when we're working on the other course at the college.
Yes. I just let them know because in their moment of excitement, I jumped on the opportunity to be like, hey, well, you've got 5 holes currently with your name on them. Let's improve those as well.
Yeah.
So they were like, sure, let's, let us know what you need. So as soon as it's sort of warm enough for them to tackle that, I think we're going to get some accoutrement.
That's great.
Yeah. It's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's give it a wrong button. Well, no, that's
wrong button?
Oh, that's the wrong button.
Sad.
Oh.
No one's excited. No, I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
No, that'll be good.
Yeah. So, that's a big shout out again, Larry Webster. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Really,
Larry.
thank you.
And thanks, Tyler.
Thank you,
Player
Tyler.
X
The whole
for,
Webster family.
Oh, today's sponsor is China Palace. Open on Christmas Day.
Chinese food is really good. Chinese food is understood. Please come get your Chinese food. Everybody knows you want to. Chinese food is really great. Chinese food is no mistake. Come get your Chinese food. Everybody knows you want to. China Palace is really good. China Palace is really great. Please don't order the number 2. It's not really good for you. China food is really good. Chinese food is understood. Please come get your Chinese food. Everybody knows you want to. Chinese food is really great. Chinese food is no mistake. Come get your Chinese food. Everybody knows you want to. China Palace is really good. China Palace is really great. Please don't order the number 2. It's not really good for you.
That is China Palace, 412 West Main, here in Slap Out, Oklahoma. We open Christmas Day because you too lazy to cook on Christmas. You too lazy.
Holiday ham and turkeys, holiday ham and turkeys. When you go to Westmore Shoe Department, get your holiday ham and turkeys.
Get your 2018 Holiday Ham and Turkey still available in 2022 here at Westmore Shoe Department in beautiful Slap Out, Oklahoma.
I do that.
All right.
And then nobody suspects karate.
And we're back.
All right. It's time for questions.
Questions.
Wait, we didn't have anyone to ask questions to yet, Chapman.
Oh, let's call him first.
Yep. I sure hope he answers.
Hello.
Hey!
Mr. Webster.
What's up?
We have questions for you, sir.
What's up?
Okay.
We are calling you
Nah.
Kyle Webster, PDGA number,
28977.
because you know more than us, and you're the expert. So, and we missed you. We didn't see you here tonight, so.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the call. I'd love to be a part of it. This is about as good as it gets, I guess.
All right. We
All
got
good, man.
2-part questions for you. Okay, ready?
Let's hear it.
It's time for questions. Okay, here we go. First question from Sally Smith from Slap Out, Oklahoma. What is your favorite disc golf accessory that isn't bag, disc, chalk, retriever, or anything obvious like the cart or earbuds?
Ooh, maybe a favorite towel?
Wow. So, great question. There are a lot of things out there. But, there is a new accessory to the bag this year that I have found that I actually really enjoy, and I got a lot of use out of on and off the course. And that's one of those flight towels.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those always advertised. Are they worth it?
I didn't spend the money on it. I'll be straight up. It was a gift. I think it was like a player's pack item or something, but I threw it in the bag before Worlds, and it was extremely handy. Just a cut up disc with a towel attached to it, giving me that throw-in motion, that drag, not having to go chase discs, being able to keep warm in between holes. Really a useful accessory, and it fits in a bag like no other. I mean, super small, super discreet, and so
Man.
That's an accessory. I know you guys try to throw me a curveball, but
Yeah,
I really haven't.
that's a really good answer, though.
They literally canceled my wholesale account because I never placed an order, though.
Dang.
Dang. Yeah.
Even
Well, I
that-
didn't think
get
it
the
was. I
scissors.
thought it was kind of gimmicky. I didn't know that it was going to be a good
I
investment.
I'm with you, man. I definitely thought it was gimmicky. I thought it was like, somebody took that whole towel idea and made it a thing. Like, how funny. That's great. They're capitalizing on that. But actually, it's a great tool. And, I haven't seen many like big pros like attach their name to it or try it out, because there's probably that mindset that everybody has. But honestly, like, it's a great tool, and I got use out of it backhand and forehand alike. So,
Wow,
yeah.
forehand too. Wow.
Yeah, it took a little. I had to tweak my grip a little bit, but honestly, like, yeah, it's that wrist motion, that throwing motion, and keeping the arm warm without throwing the disc. So it's good. So it's kind of weighted too, so there's some drag there, and yeah, so good product. So it might
That's
be worth
awesome.
getting in the shop for sure.
All right. That's good. Second part of the question from the same lady, Sally A. Smith. Building your bag this year, what disc, what would you recommend? I mean, we kind of talked about this last time.
Ooh, build a bag.
Build a bag.
Kind of like a bear, but it can't attack you.
Yeah.
For sure.
For the off season. Just start on the new season.
For sure.
So again, what exactly is the question?
Building a bag for this next season. Where to start off from? Maybe
Man.
that's a better way to say it.
So speaking for myself or the general player?
Both. We got time.
We got time. So if I was going to be building a bag, and we'll just say generic bag, first things first, obviously we got to get the putter situation figured out. And for me to be comfortable, and I think for anybody to be comfortable, they're going to need something overstable and slow. And I think
AVR.
it's a good choice. Anything like and I'm thinking more towards like the Harp or the Zone or the AVR X3s, things like that. That'll definitely get left. I think it's always good to have something like that in the putter area, throwing wise. And I think it's always good to have one in a premium plastic and one in a soft plastic. One that you can rely on some skip and one that you can rely on some grab, but still have the same flight path.
Okay.
And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, I think it's always good to have that flippy putter that you can throw on a hyzer and it's going to go right.
Like a Swan or something.
Swan or Born, something like that. Maybe like a Maiden, a nice beat Maiden from the West Side, another West Side disc. So things like that. Let's see, like a Warden, a nice beat Warden, something understable.
You got my attention. Hashtag Team Warden.
Okay. But yeah, so again, something on the opposite side of the overstable side. Again, I do like a softer plastic in this. That way, if you do a quick flip, something that gets to the ground, it's really just going to like kind of have some flex and some grab versus like maybe getting a cut roll with something stiffer on the edge. And then something good to putt with. You don't need a whole lot of options when it comes to your putting putter. Something comfortable, something reliable, something that you can predict every time. And it's always nice to have something that you can throw in that same slot maybe. So that way it's just super comfortable and super trustworthy. So I always like putting with something like a Shield or like a PA1 and then throwing that same mold maybe in a little bit more durable plastic.
Can't go wrong with a Shield.
No, not a bad one at all. So that's one.
Still one of the best Trilogy Challenge player pack discs of all time, I would say, since I've been in this sport.
I'm actually on Shields right now.
This is the first year, I think, too, of the Trilogy Challenge, wasn't it, Kyle?
Gosh, I think you're right because I
13
definitely
or
remember.
14, I can't remember.
Right, yeah, those Trilogy Challenge Shields, I still have a couple in my stack. Those are probably the best throwers. I know Johnny McRae is a big fan of those. I know he tries to scoop those up anytime he finds them because he's a big Shields fan himself, for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much on the putter side. Just having 3 variables, really you can get a lot done there. Maybe a couple different plastic types in there, but it's always good to build a nice foundation around your putters to start. And then mid ranges, I always like to follow suit. Something something super overstable like a Justice or the new Beacon from Full Turn Disc. That one hasn't got a lot of advertisement yet. It's so new.
What is it?
It's called the Beacon.
Vegan?
Beacon. Beacon.
The
no
Beacon.
vegans anymore. Yep. But yeah, that one's like a.
So
that one's
not
like
beefy. I don't know.
It's like a slightly beaded Anvil A2 type disc, kind of like in between an Anvil and a Justice.
I like it.
So it's really nice. They have it in a base plastic, and they have it in their like Champion style priority plastic, and that's from Full Turn. So that's one I've been working into my bag for this off season. It is a new mold. I've been a big fan of the A2. I've been a big fan of the Anvil. Those discs have been interchangeable in my bag. Great for sidearms. And this disc immediately is a threat to both those molds. I'm not going to knock them out of my bag as my go-to options. Not sure if I'm not carrying a Justice at the moment. The Shortcut from Full Turn has knocked the Justice out of my bag. Not as quick.
That's what it was that you're throwing from Full Turn.
Yeah, so that's a slower Beacon, slower Justice, but the dependability of the Justice is there. Just a little bit slower, maybe a little bit more predictable, even in a sense, because of that. And so something like that on the left side, and then obviously again on the opposite side of the spectrum, something flippy. Again, I like a good base plastic on the flippier side, something trusty, something that when it gets to the ground, it's more grabby. And it beats in the older it gets, the more it beats in. So you always know it's going to be getting flippier. So nothing wrong with that on the flippy side. And then 3 to 5 molds total in that mid-range spot, filling in the gaps in between. Something that you can throw on a consistent angle. I like to let go on hyzer. On my stock shot is the slight hyzer release that stands up to flat. And so, you have the one right in the middle that you throw on a slight hyzer, and we call it that gyro mode, where it just goes straight, doesn't move. And then anything that might finish a little bit left or finish a little bit right to fill in those gaps to keep that stock shot, to keep the game as crisp as possible. And then, get creative from there with the wrist angles.
Wow, I feel like I have way too few mids I have 2 mids in my bag. I have a Justice and a Barry.
I only have 2 mids also.
I think I'm bagging 4 to 5 mids.
I feel like I should be doing more, because he's saying he has pretty much a degree of separation from top to bottom.
Yeah. If I was going to give advice to any player looking to refine their game through the off season, I'd say for at least a month. And it's hard to commit to these types of things, but I've done it myself. I know from experience. I know it pays off to do these things. But to ditch everything that's faster than a mid-range, build a bag that's mid-ranges and putters, and really try to refine your game, refine your release angles, refine your decision-making on those slower speed discs, because honestly, those flight paths translate into the faster discs. A lot of times when I'm describing a fairway driver or a driver, I'll describe it as a longer mid-range, a longer version of said mid-range, because my game is really centered around those mid-range flights, the slower speed, more control, more predictability, and then just translating that into those faster discs that have those same characteristics, just longer landing zones, and then more variable. So if you can build your bag around a strong core mid-range game with putters that complement that game, and you're super confident in there, you'll find that you're going to get a lot of distance from mid-ranges once you really start to trust them and push their limits and just trust those characteristics. And it's just going to make all your other game better. Just everything faster is going to be better, and you're not going to lean on those faster discs in those risky situations. And that's always a positive whenever you're trying to play for score.
I say that a lot here in the store to customers, and then they just go for the fastest disc anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. It's hard to make those decisions. There's been many times where I've been one-on-one helping a player. I've made suggestions for their game and then asked them to commit to something just for a small amount of time to see some change. And then the next day I'll see that player and they won't be doing anything that we worked on.
Boo.
And it just comes to, it's hard to commit to change, and comfort levels are, they're there for a reason. People get comfortable and they want to do things that make them feel good, make them feel confident. But sometimes that uncomfortability, that change is going to lead to better things in the long run. And that translates across life in general. And it's no different in disc golf.
Yeah. I remember I couldn't sort of turn one over Anheuser. I couldn't get anything sort of stable or overstable to flex or turn. And somebody was like, well, sort of lean back. And it's like a trust fall. And it took me like a year to sort of get what the guy was saying, right? Like I was just hunched over too much on the balls of my feet, straight hyzer mode. But it was kind of like a trust fall. I'm like, oh, I had an aha moment finally. It took forever.
Those aha moments are so great.
It doesn't matter what anyone tells you. You have to go through it, I feel like, almost. And it's really hard once you've, especially for us AMs, we can really program in some bad mechanics pretty easily. 10,000 bad shots will program in just the worst. It's hard to break that because, I mean, I'm sure for you it's frustrating, right? You explain it succinctly, right? Like you're telling us exactly how to not suck. And yet I guarantee I could go out there and just maintain my bad mechanics, toe drag, whatever, it's like, yeah, for us, it's hard.
Yeah. And I understand. I've definitely, teaching is just as hard as learning. And it's been a process of learning how to communicate things to people, and everybody learns differently, and how to communicate those things to where they have those aha moments. And like you said, I can't control those aha moments at the end of the day. It's the player working through it and in their own brain, translating all that information into something that works for them. And, and those aha moments come eventually. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to not have success and not see success whenever I'm teaching people and then not get it right away. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's just trust. There's a total trust factor, and you just kind of have to let it fall into place. And that's kind of what happened with me in sidearm. I was a backhand player strictly. And when I did throw sidearm, I almost always hurt myself. Trying to be a power sidearm thrower, trying to throw as far as I can and match my backhand distance, my backhand game, I would really get in some crazy weird angles, kind of throwing like Sarah Hokum, getting low to the ground. Yeah. And I would pull my oblique, I would hurt shoulders, pull my groin, and just not.
She really gets over.
Yeah, and she. It's intense. It's an intense style. It's really flamboyant, and she definitely knows how to make it work. And she's a great teacher. But for me, that style didn't work, and it definitely led to a lot of injuries. And it took some teaching from other people and a lot of work. And eventually, that aha moment came to where it felt like I didn't even throw the disc, but it went a mile and it went on a line. And it was just putting all those pieces together of what people had taught me. Yeah. And it finally clicking. And it really took me understanding, in my own way, how these things work. And so I know I can't translate it and teach one person, exactly how I do it, but I can give them some tips that they can create into their own game.
It's also, you hit it on the head. It's really independent, uniquely independent to each one of us. Isn't Sarah, I want to say Sarah's taller than all of us. Maybe not taller than Brian. But I noticed this a lot with the players that are taller is they have to sort of hinge over at the hips and do that where they're sort of 90'd over.
Right. Yeah, no, she's a tall woman. She's definitely, I think she's my height. She's around 6 foot tall. And I noticed that players that are long in general, yeah, they're creating a lot of leverage where guys that are maybe a little stockier like me kind of, in a sense, muscle the disc.
I think we're more upright, I think.
She's 5'10", according to...
Well, she's taller than me at least.
Everyone's taller than me.
But what about Ricky? When Ricky throws sidearm, he's way over.
Ricky has a unique form, forehand and backhand. I wouldn't say...
He does.
If you were going to copy someone's form to copy Rick. I love Rick.
I agree, and a lot of players on tour, there's that cookie cutter form, that Bradley Williams type, that Mason Ford, that even the Paul Macbeth, they kind of all fall into that category. The Ben Calloway, those are the guys that you want to be copying. And the guys like Rick, he's just a power thrower. He's throwing as hard as he can almost every time. He's got timing figured out.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's taller.
And the key word there is timing. At the end of the day, some of these guys that are really good and have that wacky form, they have the best timing for their form.
Yeah.
And so if you have good timing, that can go a long way.
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you to go out and copy Matty O, but I will tell you to work on your timing for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Ricky is a baseball player, and a lot of baseball players have great sidearm form. So
Yeah.
if I would say you're trying to learn sidearm, definitely try to look at some baseball players or people that played baseball at least.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the way I learned it.
Anything else?
Yeah, actually, I do have a couple more questions for Kyle.
Okay.
So last week on our episode, we talked about the new Halo Pharaoh.
Oh.
Have you had a chance to throw that yet?
I will be honest, I have not had a chance to throw it.
I want to know how it throws.
I wanted to get out this week and put some time in with it.
Kind of bad weather.
Unfortunately, we had one good day of weather, and I think that was Monday, and that was the day I didn't plan to get out and throw and film. And then every day after has been rainy and muggy and rainy and gloomy. And
the fog this morning, Tyler and I went and got those baskets from the farm. And
nice.
When I was going out to my farm to get the trailer, I couldn't even see the lines on the road in front of the hood of my car.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the weather's not looking pretty coming soon.
I think I was going 35 mile an hour on a highway.
Yeah, it's been kind of gross this week, but
so sorry to let you down on that one. I've definitely been.
Well, I was just
got
curious.
to sit in the front seat of my car, like waiting to be thrown.
Yeah, mine is still sitting on my dining room table. I haven't thrown it either.
Because I'm in the same boat because I have the metal flake glow Dave Feldberg that you dyed up for me.
Yeah,
and that's just been my Pharaoh for a minute now.
Yeah,
I threw mine at NOC and it's wonderful.
The Halo.
Mm-hmm. The Emperor.
Nice.
Oh no, the Pharaoh. Yeah.
Ooh,
Pharaoh.
Emperor.
Nah, what did I say?
That's really overstated.
Cut that,
isn't it?
Jason. No, the Pharaoh. I threw it. It's really nice. I think I'll throw that this week.
Yeah, we will be at the college this week, so that's some bomb shots.
Plenty of room out there for that disc.
Fun fact: we did 23, and me and I am Egyptian. I'm part Egyptian, so.
Oh yeah.
I was born to love the Pharaoh as my distance driver.
Love it.
I still love Sharif, my little side distance driver.
You get you a Pharaoh hat though.
What's funny is I had a buddy who was a foreign exchange student from Egypt, and his name is Sharif.
Yeah, I love the sheriff, dude. But that's what I call him.
Sheriff.
It's Sharif.
Right.
From the Clash. You remember the old Clash songs,
Yeah.
So
I got one more question for you, Kyle.
Okay.
So a few episodes ago, excuse me, we did a segment called One More Disc.
Ooh, just one more disc.
Just one more. And I answered the question that week. I would like your thoughts, Kyle, on what is that one disc that has to go into your bag?
So I think a great disc for every player to have is a Speed 7 glidey understable fairway driver.
Yes.
And I say specifically Speed 7 just because there's kind of like a range between 7 and 9, 10 in that fairway range. But I'm talking on the slower side, slowest end of that range, 7 speed, super glidey, truly understable fairway driver.
Like a leopard?
And like a leopard, like a seer. Those are the first two that come to mind. Maybe like a river.
There is a river in my bag right now. I was bagging a mall for a little while. It's pretty flippy.
There you go. And so that disc is extremely useful. One for rollers. If you're gonna work on rollers, I definitely think a slower speed disc like that has like kind of like a rounder edge, not the roundest, but a little bit rounder edge. It's definitely one to finish on its back. Easy to get down, easy to predict, and you can almost do what you can do in the air with it. You can do it on the ground. Super easy to replicate. And then it's also really good to have a disc like that because you can do a lot when you need to go left with them. Typically understable disc, obviously you want to go right, but if you have a nice, slow, glidey, understable disc, the softer you throw it on a hyzer, the more left and straight you can get it to go. And it's a kind of hard to explain in person. It's a pushing hyzer. A pushing hyzer, almost a sawed-off hyzer.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shot for wooded players. Going left but staying in the air is a tough shot for them. Almost every player, new beginning players, will grab something overstable. They might think it's a slower overstable disc trying to make that quick corner, but the disc doesn't have enough glide. It gets down too quick, and they're going to lack distance after they make that corner. And this is where that slower, glidey, understable disc comes into play. If you saw it off and you hit a gap with it, it's going to stand up. It's going to be trying to flip, but since you threw it on a nice hyzer angle, nice sawed-off type power, it's going to stand up and push the corner and stay in the air for much, much longer than a disc would that would be overstable and less glidey. So I always think it's great to have a disc like that in the bag. Like I said, 1 for rollers and 2 for really that unique skill shot that once you have it locked in, it becomes so useful, and you do gain strokes on people that don't have a shot like that in their bag.
I feel like for us, that same flight is really kind of like an 8-speed, like a hatchet or a spear.
So, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. But
is
right now,
we're just kind of one tick up, I feel like. And
yeah, for me right now, mine is my hatchet.
Yeah.
I've thrown it on a lot of different shots, and I've been working on the different, whether it's on hyzer or I throw it flat and it actually flexes out on me. Mm-hmm. That's something I have worked on.
I love the 7502, like an instinct, just for sort of a straight shot, just dead straight. Throw straight, finish straight.
That's a great straight flying disc. You get a little bit of movement, tons of glide.
But the sort of roller, the pushing hyzer, the all of that, I would say is a gateway spear or west side hatchet for me. What about you? Maverick.
My only 7-speed is a Maverick.
Yeah.
The first one I got from you when I signed up for the Enid Disc Golf Club.
Good disc.
It just went super straight, and I was standing at the parking lot. I aimed it at the practice basket, and Kelly was my witness. It almost went in.
Yeah.
I barely even flicked it, and it went almost straight in. It hit the cage.
There's a really good quality run of Fusion plastic.
Yeah, that one does not fade to the left. It doesn't fade to the right. It just goes straight. Then I got another one from you because I love that one so much, and that one does fade to the left a little bit. So I like it a lot.
That's a great disc for that slot.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Still use them. Still in my bag.
Jason, I know you also really like the Saint.
Oh, yeah. I love
a little bit faster,
faster.
Kind of the same concept.
I got 8 of them now.
I think that does a lot of what Kyle was talking about, too,
Mm-hmm.
that I've seen him do.
Yeah.
I love it.
For sure, yeah. Don't sleep on those discs. Definitely not the most used disc in my bag, not the most used. I definitely like to lean on the overstable, obviously being a more power thrower. But I always make sure I have a disc like that in my bag because I don't want to be handcuffed, and I want to make sure I have,
especially in a tailwind or an elevation with tailwind or uphill. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You're hitting the nail on the head. And like Brian said, it might be that 8-speed. It might be a little faster. And that's like where you guys are, you're translating my information into your own game.
Right.
And, as you evolve as a player, it's going to change as well. But I like that you guys are like leaning more towards the slower speed on that because that's where you're definitely going to be able to manipulate it the most. So really nice.
Awesome.
Very cool. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, we appreciate you tonight, brother.
Man, I appreciate you guys calling me. Wish I was there. Brother. I bet you guys are having a good time.
We miss you.
Man, so while I don't even want to have to wait to watch it, so what hot topics did you guys hit tonight?
Have we hit any hot topics
No,
tonight?
We just talked
Nothing
about...
too hot. We talked about
Paige Shue.
Publicly drinking.
Oh, yeah, we could get his opinion on Paige.
All right, let's do that.
So,
Wait,
Kyle...
Now go.
Okay, so Kyle, you saw that Paige Shue left DD, right?
Yeah, that's a huge announcement. Never saw that one coming.
Okay, so we did some speculation. Let's get your take on it. Where do you think she might end up?
Actually, real quick, you didn't see that coming? No,
to me, I think of the Bjerkes family as part of the dynamic disc family, like in a synonymous type way. She like in her video, she's been a part of that been a part of that family for like half of her life almost, for most of her disc golf career. Her father and her mother both are employees for Dynamic Disc.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she won that world championship with that on her back, and having her significant other being a member of that trilogy family as well. I believe he's still part of that. You know, you think that she's going to be there for the long run. Just to me, it just, I thought Bjerkes and Dynamic Disc were for life, you know. So
I think she won the world championship, not the junior, but the FPO Worlds
2018.
In 2018. Didn't really probably see a lot of the same respect at the time as Paige, another Paige, right? And then I think, in my opinion at least, as soon as she moved East Coast, like, why would you move from that DD family? Why would you move from your family? Why would you move? I know she just got married, but it kind of seemed like, wow, maybe all wasn't well.
That's definitely, I mean, that's something I hadn't thought about.
And that's
I'm
my
not
hot
sure.
take for the week.
You know,
There was trouble brewing all along.
Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
there could have been. I mean, it's very popular, very good players have been a part of the Dynamic Disc family and left without batting an eye, it seems.
So has she been there since it was just Dynamic Disc stamps and they were using Discraft and Innova discs? Gateway discs and stuff?
She's been there since before they were molding their own discs.
So I can't remember what year she won Junior Worlds. Did they have their own discs by then?
They didn't.
Chapman's going to Google that for us real quick.
I don't think they did. I know that when she came to Dynamic Disc, I know she was still carrying a fade bag. I know a big part of her sponsorship was that she could still carry a fade bag, something that she's been doing since she was a little kid. I don't think fade bags are even part of the sport anymore. They might be. They were definitely really popular whenever I was a younger player.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
They were just they were the duffel bag style bags.
Oh,
They had
yeah.
some cool
No, I
armor
have
on
some
them.
in the shop here. Yeah.
Yeah. And but that brand in particular, you know, she had her name attached to it. I just remember that time, it was before it was like right when Dynamic Disc had put out the Ranger.
Okay.
And I know that so they definitely had probably their first 4 molds out at that time. Gosh.
2007?
When she won AM Worlds?
I think so.
Wow, that was definitely before they were.
Yeah, that was
during
before
disc
that.
made. I think
Yeah.
that was 2012.
2012, they just announced their 10-year anniversary because they're doing the Supreme Plastics right now.
I could be wrong.
So we were speculating on where she might end up, if anywhere, right? But I thought Discraft would be an attractive option. She probably threw buzzes back then from 07 to 12, you know.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna predict that she's gonna go to MVP.
Ooh, I like it.
Wow, it's different from what we said.
Maple Valley Plastics.
I just think they have the ability, the money to get a player like her, and they do have a strong women's team with some notable names. Just 3 that come to mind: Elaine King, Sarah Hokum, and Madison Walker. All 3 great gyro throwers.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Paige mixing in well with them. Is there enough room for another big name player besides Sarah?
Well, yeah,
I think
one of those players just brought headlines. They didn't really do much. So they might be looking for someone to...
And is Paige Bjerkes the one to do stuff?
No, right? Don't they have kiddos and... Isn't Brady on tour? Like, I don't know how any of this works, but...
Yeah, I'm definitely
how do you
excited
go do the tour life?
to see what Paige does. Yeah.
I am excited as well. I hope she kills it.
A lot of the, I think we're entering a phase where, players, like a lot of players are getting into around, the 30s age. They're into their 30s and their mid 30s. And, the younger gen is to that point where they're able to hit the road and they're going to do it full time. And you got guys like my age that are trying to decide if the family stuff is what the way they want to go, or if the road
do
stuff
you want to sleep in a car in Tennessee, again this year kind of thing? Yeah.
Right. And then guys like Eagle, guys like Simon.
No offense,
Paul,
Tennessee.
Those guys have put in the work, and they've been able to, get that lifestyle where they can have a home life and still disc golf. And so it's cool that some people can do it, but
there's
I
just
don't know.
an echelon right now. It's still a small percentage that can sort of do this.
But it'd be cool to see if Paige could juggle that and make it happen, much similar to Kristen Tatar. She's doing it. She's doing it with the kid all the way across, in Europe.
She can crush. And we've already seen when she secured her worlds, she can putt.
Thanks, Rick.
All right.
Cool.
See you.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, that's all right.
Anything else for him?
Thank you guys. I wanted to talk about the Paige Bierkus thing too. So I'm glad we got the hit on that, because I was super curious what she was going to do. So.
We got a hot take in for the week.
Yeah.
I feel like we've accomplished something.
All right.
Well, guys, thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Good to talk to you, Kyle.
We'll see you next week.
Hot take with Kyle was brought to you by
New for 2019, extra strength man pams. Even we don't know what they're for. Get your man pams at any beauty salon or hardware store. Man pams for men.
Let's give something away. Just turn around and what's that? I was listening to some EDM. Let's give something Kevin Jones away.
This guy right here?
Yep, let's do that.
Boom. Green Reaver.
We said aha a lot in that call with Kyle Webster. Go down below. Aha. Just comment aha.
That's 3 letters, guys.
Entered for a chance to win Kevin Jones Reverb. Super fast. Speed 13.
What an easy
really gliding.
giveaway.
Oh, yeah. Totally easy.
And if you mistype aha, you're not in.
What's the name of the song? Don't You Forget About Me?
Mm-hmm. There is a song like that.
I will accept that as well as aha.
Oh,
So.
gotcha.
No, you.
Is that my aha?
No.
All right, good
Maybe
job.
cut that part out.
Nope.
Edit.
We're out of here.
Alice, wake up, Alice.
Wake up.
Alice.